we're going, thank you. And we're going to be talking a lot today about our campaign and election. So those of you who were part of the program last year may remember a presenter from the United Nations Population Fund named Sarah Craven, the head of the Washington office there. She talked to us last spring, and she mentioned a friend of hers named Kakenya Ntaiya, who is from Kenya. And she is a young woman who is really inspirational, who we are going to invite to come to a future session. But she has this little video that explains what she does. And I thought that it would be a great way to start today's session to see what Kakenya did with the situation where she saw something in her community that she wanted to change, and she was able to work very hard and ultimately change it. So let's see what Kakenya's story is about.
Women. In this short film, one young woman raises her vital voice to help make her community a better place.
I was engaged to be married when I was 5 years old. My parents arranged it. In my community, when a girl is old enough to walk, she's taught how to sweep the house, how to collect water from the river, and how to cook for the family. A girl is trained to become a mother, and a boy is trained to become a warrior. My mother's life was very hard. I knew that I wanted something different. If my chores were done, I could go to school. Every child, it doesn't matter where they are, every child has a dream. I dreamed of becoming a teacher because teachers looked nice. Teachers didn't have to work on the farm. When a girl becomes 12 or 13 years old, there is a ceremony. We are told that this ceremony will make you a woman. And once you are a woman, you can get married. You are not supposed to cry. I knew that if I were married, I could no longer go to school. I would not become a teacher. So I went to my father. I asked him not to force me to be married. I agreed to go through the ceremony if he promised to delay my marriage, if he allowed me to finish school. He agreed and we made a deal. When I finished high school, I had to make another deal. My father was sick, so according to our custom, all the men his age were now my fathers. There is a tradition among my people that someone who comes to you before the sunrise will bring good news, and you must not tell them no. So I went to them one by one. When all the elders agreed, the whole village came together and combined their money. For the first time ever, a girl from our village would go to college. Today, I am finishing my PhD. I did get married, but it was to a man that I chose. My dream of becoming a teacher has grown. I have built the first primary school for girls in my village, a place where girls can be free, a place where they can dream, a place that lets them know that their dreams are possible. I am Kakenya Ntaiya. This is my vital voice. Now raise yours.
Thank you so much for sharing that and for adjusting the sound so everyone could hear. That was great. Thank you, Amanda. I would love to hear any thoughts that some of our participants have. If we could go back to gallery view and hear any thoughts that any of you girls have, any reactions. I see Valentina's got a hand up. Would you like to share a thought about Kakenya's story? I'm wondering if if anybody noticed the strategy that Kekenya used to get support. She saw that there was something that she didn't agree with going on in her community and she wanted to change it. Did anybody notice what strategy she used to get support? I see Avery's hand up. Go ahead, Avery.
She made like deals and like asked people for money. Well, the elder, I think, for money and like, yeah.
And ultimately, it was pretty unanimous how much support she got, right? Exactly. She went around and she used the structures that were in place to try and get support from everyone in her community, and it worked. And I think ultimately everyone saw that everyone in the community would benefit, right? She was able to present them with an idea and show them how it wasn't just going to be beneficial to her, but how her idea could benefit everyone in the community. So this is an idea that I'd like you guys to keep in mind when you're thinking of things that you'd like to change in your community and about how they will impact everyone and how you can be persuasive about pitching those ideas and presenting those ideas to others. So can we go back to the slides, please, Mrs. Mitchell? We're going to look at the winners of the Miss President election from last year. The girls here are the ones who were the winners for each of their towns last year. Bree won for animal rights. Elise in Wilton for littering. Ava in Westport. Saving the Planet, hers was based on vegetarianism and animal rights. Rosie won for the Girls Unite program that she proposed. Gopika discussed feminism. Mara was in Old Saybrook and she had a platform about neighborhood safety with stop signs in her neighborhood. Hannah Sophia had a platform about diversity. Addie about raising awareness and kindness about and acceptance about people with autism. And Maggie did a fundraiser for education, and we will hear more about that later today. And with that in mind, all these girls, some of whom are part of our program even today, I wonder if you've thought yet about what issues interest you. I wonder if you have thought about what you want to change in our community. And I wonder if there's anything that you are motivated to work on. We're going to try a Mentimeter. Mrs. Mitchell's going to put this link in the chat, and I would like you all to click on it and enter in your, Avery, you're famous today. I would like you all to follow the link to the Mentimeter and enter ideas that you have about issues that are interesting to you. I can see most of you, if not all of you. Can you nod if you're able to click to the Mentimeter and enter? Oh, some people are freezing, some thumbs are up. Okay. Let's go. Can we click through to the Mentimeter, the word cloud? so we can see.
So, and I have it on my screen, and I think since it opened in a new window, it pauses the screen share. So I'm going to try something. Just bear with me.
Okay.
Tell me if you guys can see this.
Aha, yes. So we should be able to see the ideas as they come in.
Should we put the link in the chat?
I can do that.
Oh, it's already in there. Sorry, Amanda, you've done it.
Wow, awesome. So we often see girls are very often interested in the animal rights, pollution. You're usually very concerned about the environment, which is fantastic. Climate change, awesome. I see a couple of new ones this year. Bullying, to a certain extent, it's been touched upon, but it's kind of a new issue for Ms. President. World hunger, awesome. Plastic bag ban, that's something that we can that's going to be discussed later today too. Gender equality, civil rights, diversity. These are fantastic ideas. I love this. Girls, you can continue to visit this if you have additional ideas and you want to share them. But it's wonderful that you can share with each other that these are the initial ideas, at least, that you have for today. It's wonderful. I'm really, really excited to see how this gets shaped and changes over the next few weeks and what might inspire you as we move forward. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Great. So as you think about platform, and maybe we could go back to this slide. Sorry, Amanda, to make you jump around so much. When we're talking about a platform, we're talking about an issue in action. So what action are you going to be taking to address the issues that have just been mentioned or other ideas that you may come up with? If you win, a suggestion for you as you're sculpting these campaigns is that you propose 3 things that you want to do about that issue as Ms. President. Maybe you want to organize events. Maybe you want to teach people. Maybe you want to offer them options about things they can do too. And what are you going to do personally to promote the issue? These are all things that we would suggest you try integrate into your campaign. So think about if you have an issue, it may seem really big and like something that's difficult to tackle, but there are always things that you can do incrementally. And we would encourage you to start to think about what actions you would take as Ms. President. Okay. We have a mentor who's going to be introducing our guest speaker for the day. And the mentor today is Megan Haney. She is a member of the Wilton High School class of 2022. So she is a senior this year. This is her 2nd year in Ms. President. She serves as the vice president of her class. She is a Gold Scout Award winner. She is the captain of the field hockey team and she plays tennis. And she volunteers with Habitat for Humanity and she's a lifeguard. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Megan so that she can introduce our guest speaker.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to introduce our guest speaker today because we have a really cool speaker. So her name is Natalie and she is a Miss President alumni, which is super duper cool. And so Natalie is currently a student at Boston College in the class of 2025. She is studying elementary education, which is so awesome. And she created a Facebook reading group during the pandemic. And she also, during her time at Miss President, she served as co-president of the U.S. Junior Board. So we are going to ask Natalie some questions today. So the first one is, what motivates you?
Okay, hi everyone. So personally for me, I think mentoring others and like having goals for myself is what motivates me most. Having a set of goals allows me to be like organized, focused, and helps with decision making, right? And so I want you guys to think of something that actively motivates you, whether it could be like a friend, your pet, getting good grades, becoming a good athlete, or mastering a skill like baking, right? So these are all things that can help you become successful in life and work towards a goal. So setting goals will be important, especially when starting your campaign and finding your topics. You will need to set goals for yourself and for your team member, and your team members will have to do that as well. So I'm going to put myself in your shoes and pretend I'm, preparing for my campaign. So my first goal will be, figuring out the layout of my campaign. Maybe asking people in my community what they see needs attention. And my third goal would be deciding on my topic and the action I can take.
Yeah, awesome. Going off that, I saw that you created a Facebook group during the pandemic. So how did you figure out what issues were important to you?
So during the quarantine period, I started the program, and the main issue that I saw was that, children were isolated, idle, and lonely. I know I felt the same way. And they needed something to do. So I noticed these issues by looking at my surroundings and seeing the children I was babysitting, seeing what they were doing, and kind of figuring out a solution for this, right? So I decided to start the program and then connect children with one another to not only read books, but to socialize and have fun, especially during the pandemic. Everyone wanted to have fun, right? And so I wanted to keep this connection with children since I love babysitting and working with kids. So, this was a way for me to also, be connected to children. So my idea for you guys is that as you start figuring out your campaign topics, I really want you guys to think about what issues are important to you and make sure the issue you choose can also have an action plan. You can also be able to, create an action plan, whether it's trash in your school, maybe putting more trash bins around, right? So have that topic and have that action plan.
What kind of impact have you seen your work have on others?
Yeah, so based off of the Storytime with Natalie program that I started, I saw a lot of children really happy and excited to join these live streams and listen to me read for an hour, which was really great. But also the parents reaching out to me and telling me that, my child has been on this live stream playing Roblox and socializing, but also getting to learn about really important issues. So during the program, I introduced topics about racism and, especially during the pandemic and the George Floyd movement, I brought that in because I felt like it was a difficult conversation for parents to have with their kids, but it was, it was needed. And a lot of parents were like, thank you so much. My child has been more productive and she's social and really found, something to do during such unfortunate times.
That's awesome. Did your group include more than people just in one town?
Yes, it did. Wait, unmute myself. Okay. Yes, it did. Actually, it was worldwide. So I had children joining from the United States, like Texas, California, the West Coast, East Coast, down south. Then I had children joining from Kenya, which is in Africa. Then I also had children joining from Europe, which was really amazing. So I got to meet all these different kids from, all these different areas and hear, their perspectives on these different books that we were reading. So it was definitely very rewarding. And I loved, starting this program and gaining that experience.
That is so awesome. If anyone else has any questions for Natalie, you can go ahead and ask her.
What was the hardest part about like creating like what you did?
Okay, yeah. So I think the hardest part would have been just the thought of people not joining, because every trial, everything has a trial and error. So at times I would start my live stream and have 2 kids until the end from 5 to 6 o'clock. And then other times I'd have like 200 children joining. So a difficulty was definitely just being able to, figure out, like how many people would join, and like if people would actually take something out of it, or if they were just going to sit there and like not listen. Right. So, yeah.
Was there ever a point in time where you felt like you didn't want to do it anymore?
Yeah, so this was actually during my summer. And of course I had other things going on. There were actually times where I was like in the car with my friends, or maybe getting like food, and I'd have to start my story time with Natalie. So at that time I'm like, do I really want to start? But then I realized like I'm doing this for a reason. I want these kids to have something to do, and I want to talk to them and have all these different conversations, and I don't want them to miss out on that. So, yeah.
Did you come across any like major defaults when you were like trying to launch this?
Yeah, definitely just, technology wise, like maybe my computer not working. There's another time I tried to start it during like a rainstorm, and my computer like connection wasn't working. So therefore I had to like, record a video, post it, and then have them watch it as a substitute.
If like someone had a question and they spoke a different language, how would you answer it?
That's a great question. Most of the children who were on the live stream did speak English. And also I was teaching Swahili as well, because I'm Kenyan, which is in Africa. And a lot of them, were from Kenyan families. So I was teaching them Swahili as well. So a lot of them were English speaking. So I had no problem with that at all.
How long was the live stream?
So it was every day, Monday through Friday, from 5 to 6 o'clock.
How many languages do you speak?
I speak conversational Spanish. I'm still learning. And then I speak Swahili fluently. Someone said, did kids make friends on it? Yeah, actually. So the live stream, you guys maybe have watched like live videos or something on like some sort of platform, maybe TikTok. And so the live stream was just like me on a screen and kids commenting. And kids were like commenting a lot of stuff. But I thought to myself, I was like, how are they going to really get to know each other if they're just looking at me and commenting? So I started this thing called Facebook Room, where they were able to actually see each other and meet each other. And they did become friends, and they started playing Roblox together, which is really nice.
How did people get to know about you? Like, how did they know you started this program?
So that's very similar to the question Anne put up. Definitely just like reaching out to other people, and like I think I posted like on my Facebook group. My mom posted it all over because she knew a lot of like people who have kids who would be interested in it, and then just like reaching out to people and telling them about it, just like you guys would do in a campaign, right? Like telling them this is the issue that I'm focusing on, and this is going to be what I'm going to be doing, right? So that's what I did. I just focused on outreach and telling a lot of people. Was it difficult to get people to join your program? Most definitely, because it wasn't a set, like no one really registered for it. It was just, come in, drop out. Some people were there consistently all throughout. And then others were there for maybe like a couple of days, maybe one day. And, it was like, as I said, it's like the idea of trial and error. They're trying it out. And if they don't like it, that's okay. So basically, people just joined it, people left, and that was okay, because at the end of the day, the people who were consistent were able to, learn more and get a lot out of the program. Do you ever get hate or mean comments? I think at times like kids would comment some like really silly like comments that might have seemed like nice, but they were a little bit mean. And I'm guessing, another question to follow up with that would be like how I dealt with it. I would just be like, hey, that's not nice. We have to be nice to each other, and like think about if someone said that to you, right? That would be hurtful. And just teaching them that lesson. How many people joined your program? So in terms of like the live video stream, probably like 2,000, like a good amount. Did you have fun? I did have a lot of fun. You guys can always check it out. It's like on Facebook. I don't know if it's on the Miss President page, but I did have a lot of fun because it's something I enjoyed. And especially during COVID, when I wasn't really doing much, I was like, I'm looking forward to this every single day. I'm looking forward to seeing my children. They're basically my kids. Like I really enjoyed being able to be a leader, but also being a friend to them. So yeah.
Did you have like a kind of like a childhood role model that like almost inspired the idea?
Did I have a childhood role model? I would say partly Michelle Obama, because I love how, she's a leader and she came from, like a really poor background, right? And she made something out of it. And I feel like if you have unfortunate circumstances, you can make do with it and really try and build something, right? So another person that I would say mostly was my mom, because she's also very driven, very ambitious. And she actually is the one who told me one day, hey, Natalie, like, all you're doing is schoolwork. Like, do you want to start this program? And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then boom, one day I was like, I'm going to introduce this program. And then it happened and people actually enjoyed it, which was really great. How do you get to your program? That is on Facebook. I could probably put a link in. Were you able to memorize any people in particular? Yes, I was able to memorize a lot of the children. I was able to memorize a lot of their names because they were consistently coming and, contributing to the discussions. Do you have meetings on Saturday or Sunday? So actually, I stopped the program because I went to college, but there's a chance that I might bring it back up or, put in a few videos, but the live streams are like set. They're in Facebook and you can watch them anytime. How old were some of the kids? So it was from like 4 years old to 10. What was your favorite memory? My favorite memory would have to be one of the times when we were on Facebook Room. I don't know if a lot of people have used that platform before, but they're like filters on it. And we're just like playing around with filters and getting to know each other. And it was the first day, actually, we used that room. And it was a really great experience because I was seeing these kids from comments. And now I was actually having face-to-face conversations with them, getting to know them. And I really just enjoyed every moment of, being in that position.
Like at your first live stream that had like tons of people, were you like scared or nervous to talk in front of so much people?
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely like just being careful with, how I'm reading. I'm trying to really put myself together very well. And that's definitely something I have encountered many times in my life. Giving speeches or presentations in class, I get nervous, and it's okay because, you can overcome that fear and really, make the best out of it. Did it ever clash with your schoolwork? It did not, because it was later at night and it was also in the summer. What would you do differently? What would I do differently? I think being able to, okay, so one thing I think I would do differently is probably have bought more books. I had a lot of books, but I was reading a lot of like genres. So Monday was like Marvel Monday, Fairy Tale Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I had all these different days. And I feel like if I brought in different books, it would have been a lot more interesting, and just, different variety that would have, interested a lot of different kids. What books did I read? So I read I had these collections. So it was like Marvel collections, Disney collections. So I read Marvel, like Spider-Man. I read Cinderella. I read Rapunzel. I read Little Mermaid, like any book you can think of in like Marvel and Disney. I read those. And then I also started buying books about like Black history and like different current events that were going on. How many people would you say were there? I could give you a range. So maybe 5 to like 100 something, but it was cumulative. So as people joined, and some people would join later, like after the live ended, and maybe watch it when they were going to bed as a bedtime story. Something I enjoyed doing the most, I just loved just being able to like be a leader and just read to these kids and have conversations with them, because I don't even have any younger siblings. So this is like me having younger siblings, giving them advice and just being there for them, right? Being their friend. What days were there? So it was Monday through Friday throughout the summer. What leadership lessons did it teach you that you will use in your future career? Definitely being able to kind of like controlling a group, right? Because I had all these kids in the comments, like commenting all this, and I had to find a way to get to, each and every one of their comments and make sure that all their voices were heard, right? So one of the leadership lessons would definitely be like being able to control a group and get like teaching lessons, and also being organized, because having like a nice like organized plan and setting those goals was able to help me, successfully run this program. Did you ever read a chapter book? I did not get the chance to read a chapter book. Did your friends like your program? They did. Some of them actually joined in, just to see what it was about. And they gave me, some positive comments about it, which was really nice. How many books did you read per day? I would say maybe like 7 to 10 books a day, depending on either if it was a collection book or if it was just the little books, right? But it was a collection book. We did like 5 stories, and then depending on how many we can read during the hour. Did you ever get busy and miss the live? Yes, actually. One day I think I was at the beach and I realized that it was 5 o'clock and I didn't have my computer out, didn't have my books, and I was, I wasn't prepared and I ended up missing the live. Did you ever forget about it? Yes, that's a very similar situation where I forgot about it. Do you still do it? Unfortunately, I don't, but I will at some point, post some more videos, and then try and bring the program back up, see how the children are doing, especially post, the COVID. Do you know what you want to be when you get out of college? I do. And this program actually helped me figure out what I want to do, because at first I was like, I want to be a pediatrician. So one thing is I love kids. So it was either pediatrician or anything else. But this program made me realize that I'm more of a teacher than I am, a doctor. And in, reading those books and teaching these kids lessons and, all that helped me realize that I could be a teacher and I could be a leader in a classroom, and I want to be an elementary education teacher, and then maybe later on like a superintendent or something. Will you start another kind of group? I believe I will. So actually I'm thinking of, well, right now I'm trying to plan it out, but I want to found a chapter of Miss President in the greater Boston area, because I just feel like it's such a great program. And I've been given the opportunity to be a mentor, I'd be a part of the junior board and the e-board, but I feel selfish leaving it in Connecticut and not bringing it to other kids who would really benefit from it as well. Because, this program, I think, has really taught a lot of girls about, building their self-esteem and their public speaking skills. And I feel like this is something that could help other girls, right, outside of Connecticut. And as we even, expand to like Wilton and different areas, I think that bringing it to the greater Boston area would definitely be very beneficial as well. Were there boys and girls or just girls? It was boys and girls. Do you think this experience will help you launch your own Miss President? Yes, so that is exactly what I mentioned, that starting the Greater Boston Area Miss President chapter would be very, I feel like it would be very impactful, because in Massachusetts, I don't know if there's too many programs that are like Miss President where girls get to, talk to these leaders, ask them questions and get inspired. And even for me, like, I personally wish I went through a program like this, right? Because it would have helped me build my self-esteem more and helped me with my public speaking. And, we've had like Johanna Hayes on here, Tony Boucher, we've had so many different people that have instilled wisdom and like given us all this advice that will help us, right? Even if it's not with our campaign, but even in the future, even with following our dreams, creating our vision boards, stuff like that. So most definitely. What was the most kids on the meet? So I said like around 100, like our range was like 5 to like 100. Do you ever think you should have kept doing it? I do, but I did not want to, like pack my schedule too much and become overwhelmed, because, as a college student at like 5 to 6 o'clock on a Tuesday, I have a class. So it wouldn't be very, convenient in my schedule. Would you say that this program helped influence maybe your future career choice? Yes, it did. I want to be a teacher. I'm set on it. And I'm just, loving all the classes I'm taking in college that are pushing me towards that career. What made you accept to create this program? So as I mentioned before, like my mom was like, oh, do you want to start this program? And then I thought to myself, like, yeah, like children are actually isolated, lonely, like not really doing anything, maybe stuck on technology, and being able to like learn and also have fun would be a great experience for them. Do you ever have to do homework while on your program? I think I created a balance at the time. Before, when I started it towards like summertime, I would do my homework before the program and then run the program, so I could just have focus on just that and nothing else. Do you ever think of starting a YouTube channel or something for it so kids can watch it whenever? I actually did start thinking of starting a YouTube channel. I believe that I recorded one video, but maybe it wasn't uploaded yet. But that is actually a great idea. So it's there, permanently, and I don't have to keep running the program. Thank you, Evelyn. Did you ever run out of books? Trying to remember. At times, actually, children would be like, can you reread this book like 5 times? So running out of books wasn't necessarily a problem. What was my motive? To just help children, during the pandemic, who had really nothing else to do but sit in the house and maybe play with toys or, use technology, watch YouTube. I felt like connecting them with all these different children all over the world would help them really learn a lot and just interact and become more social and productive. What school do you think you would teach at? I want to teach in like underserved neighborhoods. So like neighborhoods that are, maybe low income, because I just want to be able to, help them. Like I went through a Better Chance program, and I feel like that's something that kids should know about, especially in like low income neighborhoods, that they can, apply to programs like that and become successful, like I have so far. What was your favorite book you read? I would say Spider-Man, because there's just one quote that like resonates with me. with great power comes great responsibility. I don't know if you guys watched the movie, but that is just a quote that has been in my head for a very long time. What was the range of ages of the kids? So 4 to 10 years old. Did you have a message that you hope the people in your life took from it? If so, what was it? That's a good question. Some of the books did have like really great lessons to teach the children. And so with one of them was Spider-Man, which was with great power comes great responsibility. You're given this big task, you have this responsibility to do it. So an example could be—
What movie was it?
What movie was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't a movie. It was, which movie that just came out? Like Spider-Man.
I know what it is. I watched
the
it.
third one? Yeah. I think that's what Aunt May said, right? Aunt May said that to Spider-Man. Okay. Let's see.
Okay, we're gonna take the last question now, Natalie.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Did you just drop everything and do it? I wouldn't say I dropped everything, but I made sure that it was a priority in my schedule. So if it was like hanging out with friends, that would kind of be pushed to the side, because like story time with Natalie was very important to me, and I needed to dedicate a certain amount of time to planning for it and, being a part of the program. But yeah, so those are the only questions that we had for today. Thank you for having me, guys. And I hope you guys got to learn more about, my program and about me.
Thank you, Natalie. Can everyone give a wave, like a thank you to Natalie?
Can we, Anne, could we do a group photo with Natalie?
Yes.
Let's do
Everyone
it.
wave and we'll snap a shot. All right. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us, Natalie. And thank you for serving on our board and helping us plan the future of our program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your life and what you do is an absolute inspiration. Thank you. So thank you for all your questions and for that amazing participation, ladies. It was really wonderful to see you all engaging. And I want to, yes, it's time for a mentor to lead us in some stretch time now that we are finished with our speaker. So Sydney Toro is going to lead us in our stretch break today. Sydney is in the class of 2025 at Joel Barlow High School. She does all kinds of things like debate club, theater, plays, basketball, even crochet club, which gives clothing that they've crocheted to babies in hospitals. Can you imagine? That's amazing. She's a singer. She does wildlife conservation. And she's got a golden doodle named Ginger, who I wish we could meet. So I'm going to hand it over to Sydney to lead us in a stretch break.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Sydney. So I figured we should just start with maybe just rolling and stretching at our necks. So let's just do 2 neck rolls. Sounds good? Left and right? All right. So let's just roll our necks this way and right. And then maybe just stretch our arms and go this way. We hold it for a few seconds. And this way. And then just get our hands, clasp them together and just stretch the left and right, Maybe do a torso stretch. Some quad stretches, just to get our legs, stretched out. And that sounds about good.
Thank you. I feel better already. Thank you, Sydney.
Of course.
All right. We're going to go back one slide, and some of you may recognize this slide from last year, but just as a reminder, raising your voice beyond just the context of the Ms. President campaign. There are lots and lots of ways that you can engage when you see something in your community that you would like to change? So obviously you can run for Ms. President and address that issue through your platform. But if there's something outside of Ms. President that you would like to address, that you would like to see changed, you can contact some of these elected officials that we've been meeting over the course of this program. You can contact your mayor or first select woman and let them know what your concerns are. Maybe you could organize or join a protest or a rally to show, to raise your voice and express your opinion. You can get involved with an organization you believe in, or like some of our mentors have already done, you can start one yourself. You can run for student government and become a student leader or a youth representative and change things in your school, or rally support from other students in your school to make a change in the world. Or you can do it in a sort of a different way to influence politics by singing, writing songs, writing poetry, making art. But most of all, the most important thing that I want you to remember always is to lead by example. And when you want something to be changed in your community, show the change you want to be and see in the world. Let your life speak for itself. So moving on to our mentors who are active in our community. Awesome. Today, we're going to do some breakout rooms in a different way. We're going to allow you to select your own breakout room. And each of these mentors in our program is involved in action in their community. So Marley Bender from Ridgefield in the class of 2022 has created a basketball, or is part of a basketball program for students with disabilities. Eliza Crook from Ridgefield, who's a senior as well, started an inclusive program called RHS Ridgefield High School Sings. Maggie Fluette, whose platform actually you would have heard if you tuned into the election last year. She's from St. Luke's, and she is actually delivering on the promises that she made in her campaign for Ms. President US of Ridgefield, and her issue is education. Avni Gupta, who's from Wilton High School, developed an award-winning app for food allergies to help students with food allergies. Savannah Joseph, who was a former Ms. President US winner in Wilton, has been involved in the plastic bag ban work in Wilton. And Katie Umfred, who's Wilton High School class of 2022, so she's a senior as well, has been working on environmental activism as well. So each one of these mentors is going to have a breakout room that you can join to learn about what they have done and how to organize, how to choose that idea and run with it. And if you would like to speak with them about it and hear about their experience, go ahead and select that breakout room. So if we could have, there we go, join a breakout room, go ahead and select, and we'll have 12 to 15 minutes to talk with those mentors and hear about their experience. So you can go ahead and choose.
I don't think I'm assigned to a breakout room, or do I have to like choose one? I'm not sure how.
I don't know who to choose.
Eliza, I think you may need to join your own. Can you choose your own name in the breakout room?
How do I do that? Oh, I see. Okay, I see. Thank you.
Thanks.
I also don't have the option to join my breakout room on the little drop down bar. Yeah. So can you put me in my room, please? Thank you.
Mentors, please feel free to join wherever you see that there needs to be a mentor. Emily, where would you like to head? And I'll if you want to send in the chat, we can move you. And Julianne, also, if you want to send me a message, we can move you. Mila, do you know where you'd like to go? Should we move you? Do you want help? Hi, Bella. You can unmute and we can move you if you're not assigned.
I didn't see anything that said a breakout room or anything.
Okay, well, we can move you. If you'd like to tell us which one you want to join, we can put you there.
Marley.
Marley for basketball?
Okay.
Can I go into Marley's?
Sure. What about Lorelei? Where would you like?
To the second one.
Which one? Being Eliza's, the singing one? Yes. And Ellie? Ellie's having trouble connecting. And Julianne, we need to know where you want to go, honey. So I guess we start timing now. That's 5:25. I'm interested to know where LaTanya went. Oh, you're muted.
She sent me a message.
Oh, okay.
That she was going to jump off. She really loved it. Totally appreciated.
Okay. Maggie. Julianne wants to go to Maggie.
That's room 5. Okay. Maggie doesn't have an M after her name. Mm-hmm. I put it there before, but then it disappeared.
And Ellie seems to be having some connection stuff.
But otherwise, everybody's in rooms, and they're pretty evenly distributed.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone got a chance to really ask a lot of questions and hear from our mentors about the action that they're taking in our community. Some of them were prior candidates and winners for Miss President US of their town, and others took action in other ways. And I hope that you've seen that there are a variety of ways to get involved. And there are also a variety of ways to run and to be involved in the Ms. President US campaigns. Is everyone back now? Are all of the rooms closed? Does it look like everyone's back? Yeah? Okay. So you may have seen this handout that was sent by email before the session today, and this may be the first time you're seeing it. But when we are preparing for the Ms. President US campaigns, yes, I see some people have the handout with them. There are opportunities to run, exactly, thank you, Emily. There are opportunities to run for president. The president is the leader of the campaign, right? And decides on the campaign topic that they're going to be working on. Hey girls, could you please not write on the slides? Thank you. The president will deliver the speech at the Ridgefield Playhouse on March 27th. We are going to have the election at the Ridgefield Playhouse. If it's not safe because of COVID for the audience to be there, the presenters, the candidates will still give their speeches at the Ridgefield Playhouse, but we will be able to access that on a live stream online. So they're going to be delivering the speech on March 27th. If the candidate wins, the candidate will be recognized by the mayor or the first selectman or select woman of her town. You don't have to run for president. You could also be involved in a campaign by running for vice president and be the co-leader of a campaign and work with the co-candidate on deciding the issue that you're going to work on, writing the speech, delivering the speech. If you're not quite ready for that, there are other roles you can have on a campaign. You could be the speechwriter and work on writing the speech and doing the research for the topic and providing feedback to the president and or vice president on their speeches. You could be the campaign manager. You could be the creative director. You could do a variety of things. This is not exhaustive. If you want to be involved in a campaign in a number of ways, you can. Of course, we would love for you all to run for president, but we don't want you to feel like you have to be the president. And we want you to be very aware that everyone who ever runs for office has a team behind them, helping them get it done, because nobody can do it alone when they're running for office. Everybody's got support people. And we want you all to feel very comfortable with what you're doing, but also try and challenge yourselves in the role that you take. So we would love for you now to let us know what you think you might like to do. We're going to put a link in the chat. I'll put the link in the chat, Mrs. Mitchell, that will take you to a Google Doc. Oh, she's already ahead of me. So if you look in the chat, there's a link to this form as a Google Doc for you to start to give us some idea about what your plans are. So go ahead and follow that link.
Does it need permission?
Me too.
Uh-oh.
See, but also I already have the paper printed out right here.
Yes. So the thing about having the printed paper is that we want you to be able to give it back to us. And if you have it printed and you're in person at a session, we can collect it from you. But if you are at home and you write on the paper, then you need to scan it or take a picture of it and send it back to us. Okay, well, can we see if anybody would like to share with us right now if they plan to run for Ms. President US of their town? I see Mila has a hand up. Mila, what is your plan for your campaign? Mila, can you unmute and share with us?
Sorry, my screen froze.
That's okay.
Well, so do I share what I want to run for?
Could you share with us what town you live in and what role you imagine you would like to have on a campaign and what that campaign might be about?
So I live in Ridgefield and I want to run for president. I think something that I want to do, well, a lot of times when I was recently in Disney over winter vacation, and everywhere I walked, nobody was wearing their masks and stuff. And so I wanna and at school, a lot of people never put their masks over their noses and stuff. And so COVID is spreading quicker. My sister and her friends, they never really keep their masks over their noses. And my sister had quarantine because her friends caught COVID and stuff. So I wanted to make sure that everybody was wearing their mask and stuff so everybody can stay safe, not catch COVID.
Thank you for sharing that idea with everyone. And that platform is very relevant right now, very relevant. So if anybody is interested in working with Mila, she has shared, that's her idea. If you want to reach out to Mila, you could do it in the chat and you could start talking if you want to assemble a team or try. Thanks, Mila. Who was next? Was Valentina next? Valentina, would you like to share?
For president, Miss President, and I want it to be because my sister has allergies, a dairy allergy, mustard, avocado, walnuts, and she can't eat the school lunches. So I want her her to be able to buy I want other people to do it if they some people want to get a snack after they eat food, but they can't because they're allergic. So yeah.
Can you remind us what town you're from?
Oh, I live in Ridgefield.
You're Ridgefield also. Wonderful. And you definitely want to run for president on a food allergy platform. Excellent.
Yep.
Great. So if anyone would like to work with Valentina, please feel free to reach out to her in the chat directly. Muskan, would you like to go next?
Yes. So I'm from Wilton, and my platform I'm gonna use is probably animal abuse, because I've been noticing that a lot of animal species are getting almost extinct. So I want to help with that.
Great. That's a very important issue. Thank you for sharing with us. So if you would like to work with Muskan in Wilton, please go ahead and reach out to her in the chat. And I heard, I received messages from Justina that she would like to share as well. Justina, go ahead.
So I live in Wilton, and I would like to run for Miss President. My platform would be probably pollution, because pollution, it really ruins our whole environment. It causes climate change and it causes horrible things, and I just want our town to be cleaner and better.
Thank you for sharing. Great. And last year, we had a couple of girls working on various different aspects of littering and pollution and all things related to the environment. So I encourage you guys, as you're coming up with your issues, They are all worthy and really wonderful ideas. Think through the specific action points that you would like to take, right? The plan that we were talking about earlier, and that can make your campaign distinct from others. So that's something that you can work with your team on, or if you end up running on your own, you can come up with distinct, actionable ideas, right? Let's see, Hannah, would you like to share?
Yep. So, my name is Hannah, and I am from Ridgefield, and I'm gonna be Ms. President because I want to help our community by using less plastic bags, which because they might be a little harmful for animals.
So are you talking about a plastic bag ban?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Did you join Savannah's group?
Mm-hmm.
So you know all about the issue now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Thank you. So everyone knows now that Hannah wants to work on a plastic bag issue. If you want to work with her, message her in the chat. Emily and Elise, why don't you go ahead? I don't see Emily here. So when you're done, we'll hand over to Emily. But Elise, go ahead.
I am Elise, and I would like to, I live in Wilton, and I would like to go run for president. I think that I would like to focus my campaign on getting more kids involved in like our town government, and hopefully more older kids like high schoolers, but even some younger kids just get on some like boards and committees in our town.
Wow, thank you. That's a really neat idea. And I see that you're already working on some of those things as Ms. President as well, and doing some of that. Wonderful, great idea. Let's see, Valentina's gone. Mila, I see your hand up. Go ahead, Mila.
So my name is Mila. I'm from Wilton, and I want to help save endangered animals because it's a real problem in our world. Because like elephants and other animals have been killed just because of something that they have. Like elephants, they're being killed just because of their tusks. So I want to vote so I can help endangered animals.
Thank you. So I'm starting to hear it's a very important issue. And I see you're even inspired behind you. You have artwork that goes with your issue. Was that planned? Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much. Anaya, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Anaya. I live in Wilton, and the platform I would like to talk about or start my campaign on is probably getting more kids involved in clubs and involved in places where they think they belong and that they don't have to fit in to wherever they are. They were born to stand out, and they can help. We need their help for like ideas and stuff, and they don't have to just sit there quiet. They can express their feelings and do everything that they want to talk about.
So, and is it individuality or it's club involved, creating clubs for people?
Probably individuality.
Okay. Thank you, Anaya. Thank you. I can hear in your platform how respectful you are of people's spirit and what a generous soul you have already. Thank you for sharing. Let's see. I see Zaina and Aiza. Hi, ladies. Go ahead.
So we're going against each other, and I want to run for Miss US President, and I want to like work on getting more like I want kids to be able to have like more accessibility to like maybe like more free, I don't know how to put it, like free like classes, like you know how schools have physical education. Like I think that all people should have that, and like even people who can't afford it, they should have like free classes because it will help you stay healthy.
Amazing, thank you. Did you both have an idea? Go ahead.
I was thinking maybe I can help kids with disabilities because sometimes they get left out of things that they would really enjoy.
Wow. These are great ideas. What town, can you remind us what town you're running for?
We're running for Danbury.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, I see the next hand is Ria.
My name's Ria and I live in Wilton and I want to run for diversity. So I recently took a test and it was just a normal standardized test. And it picked students randomly throughout the entire school. And when I sat there, I realized that I was the only person who was really not from just America. And I was like, that doesn't feel really right. And I know that there's one person probably in my entire, I'm in 4th grade, and in my entire school years, there's probably only been 1 or 2, or maybe even 3 children who are not from America. So I kind of want diversity because it's like, if I have people that I know, obviously a lot of my friends are American, but it's like the people who know what they know who I am and they know what I'm going through. They know exactly what I'm saying. That would just be nicer. So, yeah.
Thank you. I'm wondering if your platform, your action would be about understanding and empathy about diversity and acceptance, or if it's more about trying to increase diversity and what you want to do, what the action is that you're thinking about.
So personally, I would think that maybe I would try to like increase diversity in every place and just try to like include everyone, because sometimes even though like I've like grown up in America, sometimes I still feel left out.
Got it. Got it. Okay. I think that there's a lot of opportunity with that platform. So anyone who wants to join Ria, that's you can connect in the chat. I think we've got our last hand and then we'll close. So Charlotte, oh wait, there's one more, Avery. Charlotte, are you there?
Yes.
Would you like to, okay, would you like to share your idea?
My idea is to help kids that have like dyslexia and like have trouble learning and help them get the proper education and stuff they need. I mean, I have dyslexia and I get what I need, but I know many kids who have not gotten what they need and how it affects them in the future. And I want to fight for their rights because they are the future of our community and what our community will stand for in the future.
Excellent. Thank you. The last one I saw in the chat was Avery. Avery, do you want to go ahead?
Okay. So my name's Avery and I'm in
I also forgot to ask Charlotte to share her town, and I guess Charlotte is Ridgefield, right? Okay, Avery, if you want to unmute, are you available? Can you unmute? You can go ahead. You're up, Avery. But you're muted. There you go. Okay.
Sorry, my mom needed me. My name's Avery and I'm from Ridgefield, and I was thinking my campaign would be animal cruelty, but I think someone already did that.
I think they were talking about endangered species and animal protection, not necessarily animal cruelty. So I think it's really important to figure out when you have a big topic, like within the big umbrella of working on animal issues, if you figure out what your specific idea is, I think animal cruelty is a little bit different from some of the other ideas, right? So once you narrow your idea, then you can think about your actionable points that you're going to take as part of your platform.
Okay.
That's great.
Vice president.
Vice president. Okay, so anyone who wants to run with Avery on an animal cruelty platform, now you've got a potential partner here. Wonderful. Okay, I think that's all the people who had their hands up, and I see that there are connections happening in the chat, which is wonderful. And we'll be available if you want to email us if you're looking for a partner or you need a mentor to help you as you start to shape your campaign. Please reach out to us and let us know how we can help you get matched up with the right team. So with that, we are out of time for this evening. We want to end with this image. This is a dream board of inspiring women. Go ahead and play the music, Mrs. Mitchell. If you are using your dream board for inspiration, I wonder if it looks like this. There are so many heroes and heroines in this, and I wonder who yours is.
I really can't hear the music though.
Well, I can't hear it either. Shame. Okay. Next session is February 11th. In the meantime, please be in touch with us if you have an idea about running or you want to connect. And the next session, February 11th, will be the Federal Leaders Session. And we really look forward to seeing you all again there in the next couple weeks. So thank you so much for joining. Have so much fun in the snow. Go out and play. Enjoy your weekends.
Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
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 Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye. So nice to see you.
Bye.
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 Bye, Hannah.